All right, so this is week 2, day 3, and I have, it says Thursday, and I started out this way because we don't have school Friday, so I'm going to write Wednesday. And you guys don't have to do electives, so no electives this week. If you want to work on it, that's great. But you have one day with no electives and no reading. But I do want you to finish your packets. So I apologize, my bad in not getting this labeled and communicated out earlier. I did send out a video, so that should help you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on this week's math facts. So this week, we are working on our eights to start for day 3. So here we go. I'm going to skip count by eights and put it across the top. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, and 96. I'm going to circle my 5s, 8 times 5, and I'm going to circle my 8 times 10. So when I've circled this, I kind of give myself a reference point for when I'm looking up here, what would this be? So I'm just going to read them across, and I will point with this other pen as I go to which one I'm looking at. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 12 is 96. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 11 is 88. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 12 is 96. Down there, 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 8 is 88. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 9, is 72. I was all over the place there. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 11 is 88. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 12 is 96. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 11 is 88. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 8, is 64. 8 times 11 is 88. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 10 is 80. And 8 times 10 again is 80. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 7 is 56. And 8 times 12 is 96. All right, and you are done with your math facts.